station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Straight ahead on DC News Now at 5, Carson Wentz has been released from the Washington Commanders. What this could mean for the team. Plus, concerns about crime continue to grow in the district. What residents in one neighborhood are saying after a violent weekend. And later, we're stretching your dollars as millions of Americans will see less money in food assistance. Our Ben Dennis is looking at what you can do if you're impacted. But first, here's Damon Matson.
Yeah, it's been a day out there today, folks. A lot of clouds, some showers, and now as we go into the evening, there's even more rain on the way. We're tracking where you might run into some soggy weather as we go into the night coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Damon. And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Mark Hall. We begin now with some breaking news. The Washington Commanders announcing that they've released quarterback Carson Wentz. DC News Now sports director Derek Forrest joining us live with the latest. Derek, what's next for the team?
Yeah, Annalisa, honestly, no surprise here. We knew this day was going to come as the team had already committed to Sam Howell as their quarterback, at least for now. But one of the biggest reasons for the move is the money the team saves. By releasing Wentz from his contract, the team now saves over $26 million in cap space this year, which should help the team allocate the money to other places on their roster where they need some help. Wentz only played in 8 games this season due to injury and didn't look good in the games he played in, which is why the team moved on from number 11. The team was just 2-5 as the Carson Wentz experiment is now done here in the district, as Wentz will look for a 4th team to play on in as many seasons. Guys.
All right, thanks so much, Derek. Also breaking tonight in Fairfax County, Virginia, a body was found at the recycling center. Police say there were no signs of trauma. A death investigation is now underway. And right now, Fairfax County police are back at the Herndon, Virginia home where a deadly shooting and stabbing happened Friday morning. There are still a lot of unanswered questions about what exactly happened at that home on Stablebrook Way. Police responded to the scene around 8 a.m. That's where we find DC News Now's Katie Ree spent hours there today. Hi, Katie. What's going on? What's the latest?
Good evening, Annalisa. Now, there's been a continuous police presence here on Stablebrook Way in front of the house where everything unfolded on Friday now. But what we do know is throughout the entire time that I've been here, I got here at around 11 or 12 o'clock this afternoon, there's only been 2 Fairfax County police officers entering the house behind me as they try and piece together exactly what happened here. Now, Chief Kevin Davis said on Friday they have to now work to determine who stabbed Christine Banfield and who shot Joseph Ryan. Now, Chief Davis described the 911 call saying the husband, who he did not identify, told the dispatcher that he shot someone inside of his home, accusing that person of stabbing his wife. Fairfax County Police confirmed to me the house is still being processed for the investigation, and neighbors told me that the forensics truck, which first pulled up here on Friday, just left on Sunday. Now, Chief Davis also stated that Christine Banfield's husband declined to speak to police about what happened. However, a pair who was also in the house when this all happened has spoken to authorities. Now, police stated that at this point, no one is being held, and it's unknown to them whether any items need to be removed from the house for the investigation.
I think the person or persons responsible for this are already known to us. We just have to sort out who was responsible for what, and we have to sort out the exact nature of Mr. Ryan's presence inside the home, so we're sorting through all that.
Now, this is an open and ongoing investigation, and police say they don't believe Ryan forced his way into the home, but they don't necessarily believe that he was, quote, a stranger to them as well. Now, they are working to determine that as well. Reporting live in Herndon, Katie Ree, DC News Now.
All right, thanks, Katie. And we saw Katie with the umbrella there. We're taking a live look outside tonight where we started today. Pretty dry, but we had a few showers. We'll go back to Damon Matson now, meteorologist Damon Matson there. Damon, I can tell you I've just been preparing for anything with the weather lately, anything.
It's the best way to be the way we had it last week on that roller coaster ride. And yes, today Mother Nature throwing some rainfall at us. Earlier on today, we had a round of showers pass by with very little fanfare, some steadier rain back off across western Maryland and West Virginia, but now we're starting to see steadier batches of rain become a lot more common, and those are moving across the entire area from Fredericksburg all the way back up toward Cumberland and Kaiser. Zooming in a little bit here, you can see those steadier pockets of rain right now stretching through Manassas, Dale City, right along that I-95 corridor. Some showers just working their way into the district itself, and then Warrenton also seeing a little bit of that steadier rain. And again, these are going to come in waves. You'll see a batch of steady rain for about 15 minutes to a half hour, a little bit of a break, and then you'll see more of that rainfall as we go into the evening time. There's some rain right along the I-70 corridor through Frederick over toward Hagerstown, and once again, the places that sort of need it most, Cumberland and Kaiser, really getting in on that steadier precipitation at this current moment. So there you go. Throughout the evening, we will continue to see on and off batches of steady rain over the next several hours. It will be chilly out there as well, with temperatures holding on in the 40s as that rainfall comes down. So we are certainly going to be on the soggier side of things, at least in the short term. But is there more rain on the way as we get into the later portions of the week? We'll have a full look at that forecast here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Damon. Well, new details tonight in a crash in Northwest D.C. We've now learned that one of the victims in last week's multi-car crash near the National Zoo died from their injuries. 7 people were taken to the hospital after 4 cars crashed on Connecticut Avenue last Tuesday. The crash victim has not been identified. Well, concerns about crime continue to grow around D.C. The latest data showing that overall crime is up about 25% this year compared to the same time period last year. And in the Adams-Morgan neighborhood, residents are noticing some changes, especially when it comes to burglaries. Dave Laval is checking in with them tonight. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Annalisa. Meep's Vintage Clothing Store has been closed for 6 months and had been planned to open or reopen Valentine's Day. Now all of that is up in the air after someone broke into this store February 8th. It's one of 16 burglaries reported around this area since the start of the year, according to DC Police. That compares to just 4 burglaries during the same period a year ago. That's not all that's happened. Police are looking for this woman they say is responsible for a Sunday night stabbing at the McDonald's at the corner of 18th Street and Columbia Road. Police say she stabbed 2 employees after they did not give her their property. They were transported to the hospital to be treated for their injuries. We have not been given an update on their conditions. Delight Bakery is closed on Mondays and continues to show the scars after someone broke into it back in January. That happened almost exactly a year after someone set fire to the business. Overall, crime is up in this area of town 20%, according to police. People we talk to are not surprised.
There is going to be crime in the city. That's a caveat to living here. You know that there's going to be crime sometimes, unfortunately.
So what's the solution? People we talked to said they want to see more police in the area. In Adams-Morgan, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, thanks, Dave. Police in Hagerstown now have made an arrest in connection with a shooting that took place on Locust Street in downtown. 25-year-old Malik Woodley of Baltimore was charged with first-degree murder. The victim, 42-year-old Anthony Latimer, was found in his car on February 5th with a gunshot wound to the head. Police say they were able to identify Woodley from surveillance cameras. Neighbors in the Locust Street neighborhood say they're still shocked about all of this.
You know, this murder case was very devastating for the neighborhood and for the community, because having this store here, we want a safer neighborhood. And the gentleman that got murdered, he was my regular customer.
Woodley is now being held in the Washington County Jail. And new details tonight about a deadly shooting over the weekend. A man is now charged in a double murder that happened on D Street Southeast on Sunday. 41-year-old James Jones has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder while armed. Police recovered a gun when they arrested him. The 2 victims have been identified as 57-year-old David Wright and 54-year-old Nathaniel Howard. Detectives believe the victims and the suspect knew each other. Meanwhile, D.C. police are investigating another double shooting that happened over the weekend. 2 other men were also shot and killed. Police have now identified them as 34-year-old Harold Bogan and 32-year-old Wayne Shepard on Sheriff Road in Northeast there. Frustration is growing as violence continues in the city.
This must not stand. You know, this is a great city, a great district, and we're not about to turn over our freedoms or our safety or the safety of our loved ones that we love over to a few bad actors that think that they can just do what they want to. That's not going to happen.
Right now, police do not believe that the 2 homicides, the double homicides there, are connected. New tonight, in an effort to improve hiring outcomes, D.C. police are offering a $20,000 hiring bonus there for all new officers in all departments. They are also offering $6,000 in rental assistance on top of the already existing pension program. On their first day back from break, students at Elliott Hine Middle School saw an increase in security presence following robberies earlier this month. 3 students were approached by 3 men after the school's dismissal, who forced them to remove their shoes on Friday, February 17th. The shoes ranged in value from $250 to $600. In a statement to DC News Now, a spokesperson for DCPS says their entire administrative staff, behavior team, and security team were outside with students to ensure a safe and orderly dismissal at 3:15 and after dismissal.